What if Muzan didn't turn Nezuko into a demon? Maybe Tanjiro and Nezuko would have left everything behind to lead a safe life from the threat of being attacked again. Or maybe Muzan would have benefited if Nezuko had remained a human. And how would the relationship between Tanjiro and Nezuko have progressed in such a scenario? Well, I found 3 interesting theories about how the story could have continued if Nezuko hadn't turned into a demon. But let's have a quick recap first. Muzan Kibutsuji killed the Kamado family because he feared that he might be related to the Demon Slayer, who had nearly killed him. He tracked them down to their home and attacked them at night while they were sleeping and killed all of them, while turning Nezuko into a demon. That's what happened in the actual story. Now let's visit an alternate timeline, where Nezuko wasn't turned into a demon. Instead of being turned into a demon, she was left mortally wounded, and eventually survived the attack. Let's see how the story of Demon Slayer would have continued in this alternate timeline. In the first theory, Tanjiro would try to protect Nezuko, his only surviving family member, at any cost. He would avoid any situation that could endanger her again, which means he's not joining the Demon Slayer Corps either. Yes, it's very much possible that Tanjiro wouldn't join the Demon Slayer Corps if Nezuko hadn't turned into a demon. Tanjiro's #1 motivation to join the Demon Slayer Corps was to find a cure for Nezuko. But if Nezuko isn't a demon, why would he join the Demon Slayer Corps? So in this alternative timeline where Nezuko is still a human, Tanjiro is relieved beyond measure that his sister Nezuko has survived the demon attack. Though Nezuko remains physically human, the profound trauma of the demon attack has left her weak and vulnerable. Hence, Tanjiro's motivation is not to find a cure for her, but rather for her safety because he cannot lose his family again. Tanjiro blames himself for the murder of his family because he thinks that if he had been there on time, he could have saved them. The immense survivor's guilt Tanjiro harbors drives his determination to save Nezuko at all costs. He vows to dedicate his life to keeping her safe, no matter the sacrifice. Tanjiro would do everything in his power to protect Nezuko. Tanjiro would make sure that they are not found by demons ever again, so he would take measures to keep the demons away from them. One thing they could do is to flee the remote mountains where they had lived and move to a larger town where they could disappear into the crowds. Though it would pain Tanjiro to leave their home and family memories behind, but it would be a necessary act to protect Nezuko's life. Another thing they can do to avoid detection by any lingering demons is to shift to a region or village under the protection of the Demon Slayer Corps. In the anime, the Demon Slayer swordsmen patrol various regions, including rural areas, to eliminate any demons that pose a threat. This proactive approach helps to keep villages safe from demon attacks, so they can live in any of such regions. Or maybe they decide to keep moving from town to town, never staying anywhere too long. Tanjiro knows he cannot dwell on what is lost. He must keep a singular focus on protecting what little family he has left. Nezuko is all that matters to him now. As long as Nezuko lives, a piece of their family lives on as well. Tanjiro dedicates every fiber of his being to shielding Nezuko from further harm, no matter what the personal cost. Her humanity and vulnerability represent a glimmer of light that he cannot allow to be extinguished. Saving Nezuko becomes Tanjiro's all-consuming purpose, driving his every action and thought. As per this theory, Tanjiro won't join the Demon Slayer Corps, so they would lose one of their most lethal members, which might benefit Muzan. This brings us to our next theory. Okay, so that was only one of 3 theories. In the second theory, Muzan may have had an easier time accomplishing his goals without the interference of Nezuko and his brother, the sun-breathing warrior. Well, it's pretty obvious that Nezuko and Tanjiro have been a real nuisance for Muzan. While Muzan's initial intention in turning Nezuko into a demon seemed aligned with his goal of strengthening his army and subjugating humanity, the outcome was paradoxically detrimental to his cause. Muzan's central objective was to create an army of powerful demons that could help him fend off demon slayers and rule over humanity. Therefore, turning Nezuko into a demon seems aligned with this goal, but Nezuko never fell for Muzan's evil tricks due to Tanjiro's unconditional love and support. Nezuko's transformation gave rise to a powerful adversary against Muzan. Her alliance with the Demon Slayer Corps and her resistance to Muzan's influence significantly impeded his plans, illustrating the unpredictable nature of his own strategies. As a result, Nezuko's existence as a demon did not serve Muzan's interests. Instead of becoming a compliant pawn in his demonic army, she emerged as a significant anomaly. Nezuko's resistance to Muzan's influence was not just passive defiance, it actively undermined his agenda. Aligning herself with her brother and the Demon Slayer Corps, she became a formidable force against Muzan's army. Her presence on the battlefield, a demon siding with demon slayers, was a scenario Muzan had not foreseen, and one that posed a considerable challenge to his plans. However, if Nezuko had not been turned into a demon, that may have actually been better for Muzan. Had Nezuko remained a human, the story would have unfolded differently. As a human, Nezuko would not have been a direct participant in the battle against Muzan's demonic forces. Her human form would not have posed the same threat to Muzan's army as her demon form did. Moreover, her human existence would not have provided the same level of support and motivation to Tanjiro and the Demon Slayer Corps. As per this theory, a human Nezuko could not have posed the kind of direct threat that Demon Nezuko did to Muzan's army and his unquestioned authority. She would have been just another another tragic victim rather than a powerful adversary. This leads us to the conclusion that leaving Nezuko as a human would have meant one less formidable resistance fighter against Muzan, which could have made it substantially easier for him to create his demon army and conquer humanity. Who would have thought that the transformation of Nezuko into a demon would actually be good for humanity in the end? Now let's move on to the final theory. In the final theory, if Nezuko had remained a human, the brother-sister relationship between Tanjiro and Nezuko would have progressed differently, and Nezuko might not have had a significant role in the Demon Slayer story. Nezuko's transformation, as horrifying as it was, paradoxically forged a unique and unbreakable bond between the siblings, adding extraordinary depth and complexity to their relationship. Nezuko turning into a demon, and Tanjiro risking everything to find a cure for her, reflects the true essence of a brother-sister relationship in the Demon Slayer. When Tanjiro had a hard time during a fight, Nezuko helped him with whatever strength she had, risking even her own life. This profound bond between Tanjiro and his sister Nezuko is central to the anime's emotional impact. Tanjiro's dedication to finding a cure after Nezuko was turned into a demon, and how he protects her despite her bloodthirsty urges, reflects the pure love between siblings. The profoundly deep bond between Tanjiro and Nezuko is the heart of the story. Their loving connection as siblings takes on a unique depth and complexity due to Nezuko's transformation into a demon. It's very obvious that their relationship is shaped and deepened by the challenges of Nezuko's transformation. But if Nezuko had remained a human, their relationship would have lacked this extra dimension. Without the shared struggle of protecting Nezuko's secret and finding a cure, their relationship would lack the intensity of the original storyline. The two would not battle demons side by side, with Nezuko sometimes saving Tanjiro in desperate moments. She could not reassure him with her gentle touch when he felt lost. They would not have their emotional reunion at the end of the first season, when Nezuko finally overcomes her bloodlust to recognize her brother. If Nezuko remained human, their love as siblings could still be strong, but it would be a more straightforward bond, not tested and deepened by the challenges arising from Nezuko's transformation. They would cling to each other in grief, while separated by Tanjiro's dangerous occupation. Their connection would remain powerful, but have a very different shape than the complex brother-sister relationship that so deeply moves Demon Slayer's audience. As we saw in the very first theory, with Nezuko staying a human, she and Tanjiro could have lived normal lives together, free of violence. There would have been no need for Tanjiro to join the Demon Slayer Corps and subject himself and Nezuko to the repeated trauma of battle. They could have clung to each other for comfort from their family's murder, found a peaceful home, and eventually healed. Or even if Tanjiro joins the Demon Slayer Corps, he would join them without Nezuko. This leads us to think that Nezuko might not have had any major role in the anime if she remained a human. So according to this theory, Tanjiro and Nezuko's bond would be different as just human siblings. Their relationship would lack the depth forged by the struggles of her transformation, and Nezuko might not have played a major role at all without becoming a demon. Which theory do you think is the most plausible? Let us know in the comments down below. And what if Tanjiro found another Hashira in episode 1? Well, that's the subject for this other video. Click here to see it. Go ahead, click it!